Hey there everyone, all the techies and data enthusiasts, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So guys, in this particular video, we are going to discuss about LLaMA 4 and the models which are available in LLaMA 4 family, the flagship models mainly. So we'll be discussing about that. Before that guys, I hope you might have heard about LLaMA 4 in multiple places, whether it can be in LinkedIn, Google News, and multiple places when they have released their this flagship models. Actually, to say frankly, in the market, if we can trust and the model which can directly compete to OpenAI, so and we can trust and we can take the model to production. You can download it on your server, you can fine tune it and productionize it according to your use case. So I feel Meta is trying to give a tough competition actually to OpenAI, or even you can say Grok, Quen and other many LLM models actually. But this video is completely different actually. In this particular video, I'll be explaining you all about what actually LLaMA 4 and why did they release LLaMA 4 and their main three flagship models when they already have LLaMA 3.8b models and multiple LLaMA 3 version models. So we'll be discussing about that in detail in this particular video. So in this particular video, I'll mainly explain the introduction, and going forward you will be having the practical implementation of these three flagship models as well. Stay till the end of this particular video. If you haven't subscribed the channel, do subscribe the channel and on the bell notification. So guys, now let's get started. Introduction to LLaMA 4, the next leap in the AI large language models. So what actually is LLaMA 4? LLaMA 4 is an open source 4th generation LLM model which was released by Meta AI, or you can say formerly called as Facebook. So what actually LLaMA stands for? LLaMA stands for nothing but large language model Meta AI. In short, the large language model which was released by Meta AI. Okay. So it is mainly designed to compete with closed source models like GPT-4, Claude, Gemini and other cutting edge models. Why mainly GPT-4, Claude and Gemini I have mentioned here is because all these models are closed source models. Obviously they are accurate in answering the questions, but still they are closed source models whose weights and how they are training and what is the internal working process of this LLM models are not disclosed to anyone. And if you want to use those models, closed source models, you have to use their APIs. Only API is the option which is available to you. You have to create their APIs and you have to use that. So imagine you are a business, or you can say you are a bank. Okay, a bank who has their day-to-day transactions and entries every day happening in your banking ecosystem, and your bank's everyday opening balance and closing balance, everything. You cannot directly take this API based closed source models and integrate in your banking ecosystem, right? If you integrate it, then your bank's day-to-day transactions and day-to-day incomes and expense statements and everything will be monitored by these particular closed source models. Obviously you can say me that you are paying for their APIs and they are not going to monitor. They might tell you, but how can you trust those models? To if they are monitoring, then how can you actually get to know? You will never get to know, right, whether they are monitoring or not. Do you have the validation that they are not monitoring? No, right? You cannot directly trust the closed source models. Here, that is where most of the open source community LLM models are being released to compete these closed source models, and that is actually an advantage to many startups as well. Now in this particular case, if you take the same bank example, you cannot integrate this API based LLM models because you don't know their backend workflow, how they work and everything. At this point of the time, what you have to do? If you have to use the AI, either you have to build an LLM model from scratch, or you have to use some other alternative option. The alternative option is your open source LLM models. So when it comes to the open source LLM models, there are many key players. You can take like Alibaba, DeepSeek. These are Chinese LLM models actually. And from US, if you have any open source model which you can use, then the only open source community or the only key player in US who contribute a lot to open source community is Meta or Facebook. This is their 4th gen LLM model LLaMA 4 which has been released, and it has been trained on vast amount of data and smart architectures than their previous versions. So let's go forward on that and discuss. Now you can take these open source models actually. You can take these open source models, fine tune it. If you are a bank, the same example, you can take this open source LLaMA model, fine tune with your data, build it according to your use case, whether like fault transaction analyzer or something. If you want, you can build it. Now you can host this in your own server, this LLM model, and you can connect it with your ecosystem. So whatever data it is monitoring, whatever key observations it is doing, everything will be recorded in your own server. It is been not given to any third party communities or third party API systems. Okay. So what makes LLaMA 4 actually unique? They are trained on 15 trillion tokens. So each token, so here what actually is a token is, a token, you can call it 4 words. 4 words, English words is equals to 1 token. So like this you have 15 trillion. So 15 into 4, that many words have been used to train a LLaMA 4 model, and they claim that it is 7.5x more than their LLaMA 2 or LLaMA 3 model actually, and they are available in multiple sizes. You can download it on your system as well using LLaMA if you have GPU, or if you have no GPU also it's okay, but you can download it using LLaMA, LLaMA 4 Scout models and other LLM models. You have 7B model, 13B model and 70B model parameters as well. Multilingual and model ready for depending on the variations, like you can say multi-model, which is easily adaptable, and it can be like changed or fine-tuned according to your use cases. Open weights released, it's very transparent. You will get to know how many weights were released, how does this model was built, their architecture, everything has been detailedly explained in this. In short, it is fast, smart, accurate and open source as well. Next, so in LLaMA 4, they have mainly 3 flagship models or 3 best models which they have released and which they claim they are fast enough. Number one is LLaMA 4 Scout. The purpose, it's lightweight assistance, 7B parameters model, fast deploy, and it can be used in any devices actually. Okay, it can be deployable on any devices. Actually, LLaMA 4 Scout, you have a complete code on it and a detailed explanation on it as well. So next, Maverick. LLaMA 4 Maverick, which is mainly used for research grade, flexible for fine tuning, and it's a 13 billion parameter, open for experimentation and reinforcement learning on human feedback as well. That is one of the main key strengths of it. Finally, Behemoth. So Behemoth is their flagship model which can compete to GPT-4. It has that level of intelligence and it is still under training. This Behemoth is the only model which is still continuously training, and it's a 70B parameters model, high performance, multi-model, ready to use. These are the 3 different models and in 3 different variants. Scout, if you are a small startup with only a minimal LLM model which is enough for you, then you can use Scout. And if you are a mid-level startup, you want human feedback and some use case which is related to human feedback and experimenting and reasoning, then you can go with LLaMA for Maverick. And the same way, Behemoth. Behemoth is the flagship model. If you have to use it, you have to be ready for using this 70B model with high-end GPUs, like you can say NVIDIA H100. You need to have those kind of GPUs enabled in your server to run this particular model. Okay. And why does LLaMA 4 matter? Encourages open source in AI and LLM development, a powerful tool for academic, developer and startups without paying to the closed source APIs, one of the main key point. And drives innovation and transparency in the AI ecosystem, helps balance to landscape against closed source giants like GPT and Gemini. So in short, right, if Llama, Quan from Alibaba or DeepSeek, these models were not been open sourced, how they have been built and how they works, the closed source models can charge, the closed source companies, or else you can say they can charge how much ever they want for an AI model. It will be the monopoly actually there, so they can charge how much ever you want, like ChatGPT or you can say Gemini and even your Claude. See, now even you have ChatGPT, I guess if you want to buy, you have to pay $200 per month actually. That is a different pricing plan, not the Pro, it's Plus, I guess. ChatGPT Plus. Plus or Premium, yeah. So for that you have to pay $200 per month. So how much ever they want, they can charge from you, that to overcome that particular you can say imbalanceness, or that particular level of overcome that particular thing. So Llama, Alibaba, you can say DeepSeek, you can say all these companies are trying to contribute to open source community, release their models which can compete to these particular closed source models. In short, it's an tough neck to neck competition, open source versus closed source competition, you can say. But yet open source is lacking a bit behind due to no, not possible to search over the internet, no access to the internet search, but still you can build it on your own. But internally these models, whatever they are trained on, the latest information, that's all. So you can just connect it over to the internet to scrape and understand, but that is your own expense. So all these closed source models run like that only, so they are already up to date, and up to date informations they will provide you. Next, how LLaMA 4 fits in the AI landscape. Meta has built a modular model strategy, not a one model to rule all. So here Meta has not built only one model that can rule all the open source community, but they have released multiple LLM models. You can use anything according to your use case. So you, according to your use case choice, you can use Scout, Maverick, Behemoth, or LLaMA 3.8b models. 3. You can say 3.2 models are also yet available. They are open source and completely free, available on Hugging Face as well. Reinforcement learning, so you can say reinforcement learning can be done to these models and you can improve them, and it reinforces the open source ecosystem with high quality tools and research products for which can be deployed in the enterprise AI grade. You can see as for GPT-4 level you have to use LLaMA 4 Behemoth. Summary, so in short you can say for all these closed source models, Meta's LLaMA 4 is a tough competition, and they are trying to open source, educate you all those who are learning AI. They are trying to educate you all how can you build an LLM model completely from scratch by seeing their code. How can you understand, how can you build the next chat GPT, it can be next Gemini or even the next Google. How can you build it, what all are the gap in the industry. With the help of that particular gap, how can you start your own startups with these LLM models, and how can you drive the AI ecosystem and make it $1 billion business. So that is one of the main important key aspect, because of which the open source community is like in high contributions, and moreover Meta is the leading contributor there. And you can say for GPT-4 it's an obviously perfect rival, LLaMA 4 Behemoth. Okay, so next, guys, this is just an introduction. I thought to cover everything in this, like LLaMA for Scout, explaining about the Scout and the code implementation as well, but the video will be very lengthy. That's the reason, like, I am going to end this video here. The next video will be released very soon, where we will be discussing about LLaMA Scout and a practical implementation, then Maverick practical implementation, then Behemoth. Okay, I hope you all like this particular video. So guys, meet you all again in my next video. Bye bye.